So you're thinking of migrating to Canada and you're not sure what route you should take. This is a perfect video for you. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And if you're new here guys, welcome. Please consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave. All returning subscribers, viewers, supporters, thank you guys so much for coming back to another video. I really appreciate you guys. Before we get into it guys, please take a second to hit that like button. Drop a comment, let me know where you're watching from. Very important to me. And as I said before, hit that subscribe button. What we're going to be talking about today guys is we are going to be comparing Lmia to Rural Renewal Stream. If you guys don't know what those are, let's take a second to explain it. Lmia is Labor Market Impact Assessment. This is where an employer applies to Service Canada for an approval which gives them the opportunity to employ a foreign national. Lmia stands for Labor Market Impact Assessment. Now, for an employer to be approved, they have to show Service Canada that they have tried their very best to fill this position but by getting a permanent resident, citizen, or even somebody else who's on a work permit, and all effort has failed and they have no other option other than to employ a foreign national. Once they get an approval, then they are able to fill that particular position with the Lmia that they have been approved for. Some employers have multiple LMIAs and some just have one or a few. Now, Lmia is a federally regulated or federal immigration policy stream, program, whatever you want to call it, meaning that it is operational in any province or territories in Canada. If you are able to get an employer who has an Lmia approval, gives you a job offer, you can get a work permit to work for that specific employer. Now that is not provincial, that is federal, which means that is straight across the board. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Dems. I'm a Jamaican who migrated to Alberta back in 2019 as an international student. So the other stream I'm going to be talking about is the Rural Renewal Stream. Now the Rural Renewal Stream is specific to Alberta. Now each province has its own little mini immigration programs, provincial nomination, or provincial streams as we call it, where the province has its own method of filling human capital towards their particular province. Now in Alberta, the Rural Renewal Stream is just one of such streams that is a part of the Rural Opportunity Stream. The Alberta Opportunity Stream. Now what is the Rural Renewal Stream? The Rural Renewal Stream is a specific stream that is geared towards specific communities in Alberta. Now these communities has to meet the specification of rural, and by rural it simply means has a population of 100,000 or less, right? Less than 100,000 people and they are considered rural. But not all communities that are rural are automatically a part of this stream. It simply means that the communities has to apply to the government of Alberta to become what is called a designated community. If it is that you go on the Alberta Rural Renewal Stream website, you'll see a tab that says designated communities, and then you get to see all the list of communities that are a part of the stream and that is already approved. Now, if it is that you are a foreign national already in Canada without a work permit, or you are looking at an opportunity to come to Canada, the Rural Renewal Stream is a very viable stream. Now, the fundamental difference between an Lmia job offer and the Rural Renewal Stream job offer is that when you get the Lmia job offer, you are essentially applying for a work permit. A work permit that is specific to a specific employer for 1 year, 2 year, or for whatever term the employer decides to employ you for. Now, when you get a Rural Renewal Stream job offer and you submit that application, you are not only applying for a work permit, but you're applying directly for permanent residency. So there are some other criteria that you're gonna need to fulfill rather than just showing that you have a job offer. Now, when you get a job offer underneath the Lmia stream, you are usually offered a closed work permit. And what is a closed work permit? A closed work permit is a work permit that allows you to work for a specific employer in Canada. Now, prior to 2023, it was not possible, or it was possibly but in very few cases, for someone who's on a closed work permit to be able to take their family with them to Canada. And by family, I mean your spouse and dependent children. I don't mean your extended family, your spouse and dependent children. However, in 2023, the IRCC, or the Government of Canada, has now made it possible for persons who are on closed work permit to be able to take their family, spouse, and dependent children with them. Previously, that was only something that was possible for open work permit holders. Now, closed work permit holders, you can do it as well. Now, the rural renewal stream, when you submit your application, as I mentioned, you're applying for permanent residency. You're not necessarily tied to that specific employer, but you're tied to the designated city for a minimum of 2 years. Now, when you get your job offer underneath the rural renewal stream, the employer has to then apply to the city for what is called an endorsement letter. Now, it's very important to note, guys, that a fundamental part of the rural renewal stream is your experience in the field that you are getting the job offer. Whatever role you're getting the job offer for, you have to be able to demonstrate to IRCC that you have at least 12 months experience within the last 18 months within the same field. So you have to be able to either been working in the field already or have a business in the field. And it has to be recent and relevant. 12 months within the last 18 months. That is something that a lot of persons tend to overlook because they assume and think that any job offer is viable. Now, for the LMIA, the experience in a specific field is not really a significant factor, but it's more dependent on the employer employing you for that specific role. In other words, if the employer trusts you to do that role and give you the job offer, that's all you would need to get your work permit in most cases. But for the rural renewal stream, you're gonna have to do other things, like you have to wait on your endorsement letter. You're gonna have to show settlement funds because it's a permanent residency application. You're gonna have to show also your experience in the field by getting a job offer or business registration or whatever it might have been that you would use to show that you have that. You have to show your English language test. The benchmark for the rural renewal stream is 4. Now, the CELPIP is what is practiced mostly in inside of Canada, but if you're outside of Canada, there's the IELTS and a few other ones that you can definitely look up. Now, benchmark of 4 is referring to really the CELPIP. CELPIP is divided into 4 categories: listening, writing, speaking, and reading. Each is marked out of 12. And then depending on the score, you get an aggravated score, 12 being the maximum. Now, all you need is a benchmark of 4, right? Now, if it is that you look on the Alberta website, which is the Alberta Opportunity Stream, it gives you a clear breakdown of what the settlement funds should be like. Now, if it is that you're applying for yourself, if you're applying for 1 family member, 2 family member, 3 family member, it gives you all the settlement funds accordingly, so you can have an idea of what you are expected to show. Now, in addition to that, guys, you need at least a minimum of an high school certificate Canadian standard, which means that you have to get your accreditation vetted by WES. If you don't know what WES is an organization that vets international qualification and matches it towards Canadian standard. You're gonna have to show them that your qualification is vetted by WES and approved, right? That's a part of your application, and pretty much that's all you need to show outside of your other documents like your passport, birth cert, marriage cert, etc., etc., etc. Those are pretty much the only documentation that you have to show for the rural renewal stream. Now, what I found out as well is that as soon as you submit your application for the rural renewal stream, you are immediately nominated by the province, which means that you can use that nomination to apply for a work permit underneath section T133. I think it is. Thank me later for that. If this video is anyway being helpful so far, guys, just take a second and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, guys, because this is where we talk about all things Canada, and drop a comment. Let me know if you think that which one of these streams would be beneficial to you guys. The rural renewal stream, as I mentioned before, is specific to Alberta. But what is very important is that it is almost an exact replica of some other immigration streams that's operated in other provinces. Like for example, you have the Rural and Northern Pilot Program, which is in Ontario. It's pretty much the same. You have designated communities. If it is that you get a job offer, you get an endorsement, you submit your application, you get PR, it's the same thing, guys. Now, that is called the Rural and Northern Pilot Program. The other one that is very, very similar to is the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. It's very much the same, guys. You get your job offer, you show your experience, you show your proof of funds, your self-pip, all of those things. It's the same. So if you're not interested in coming to Alberta per se, there are many other streams that you can look into that can probably be beneficial to you and your immigration journey as you get on the train of coming to Canada, right? Now, that is a fundamental difference between an LMIA job and the rural renewal stream job. If I was able to explain it down to you guys, for you guys to have a better understanding of what's going on in regards to the different streams, in regards to the different programs, again, please let me know right down below. And also, if there's a specific topic that you guys want me to try and cover, I will do my best. Remembering though, guys, I'm not an immigration consultant, lawyer, affiliate, worker, ex-worker, past worker, none of the above. I solemnly swear I am none of the above. This is strictly based on my own experiences of others, and the countless amount of research that I have done. Check out all the links right down in the video description, guys. If you want to connect with me on a one-on-one basis, the best way to do that, guys, is to check out my calendar link. Book a session, let's do a one-on-one, and let's have a chat, and let's see how my experience can help you guys. Follow me on all social medias, DiAndersons Originals on Instagram, DiAndersons on TikTok, DiAndersons on Facebook, DiAndersons on YouTube, DiAndersons straight across the board. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys, and see you guys in the next video.